Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Rebecca Beneteau, and I'm all wound up today. So I decided to make this video for you about a topic that I'm really passionate about. And you know I'm really passionate about your pleasure, right? About people getting real and truthful about what they want in the bedroom and then being able to communicate it and being able to have a great time, like the most fulfilling sex life ever. So the thing that's on my mind today is something I hear from a lot of men. They get my messages and they write to me and they say, well, my sex life's pretty dreary because my wife doesn't want to fool around anymore. My wife doesn't want to have sex. My friends who are erotic sex workers, their practices are full of men who say, I'm not getting it at home. And I got news for you guys. If you're not getting it at home, there are two reasons. Reason number one, she's mad at you. She could be mad at you because you haven't been taking out the trash. She could be mad at you because you didn't stick up for her when your mother said something nasty. She could be mad at you because she feels like you don't listen. Reason number two, you're boring in bed. You just got no skills, which is probably another reason, going back to reason one, that she's mad at you because you haven't invested in figuring out what makes her tick. Your idea of getting some good ideas for the bedroom includes watching porn, which, newsflash, is generally not real sex. That's right. Those women have been trained to be responsive to whatever. They have trained themselves. And I'm not going to say they're faking it because I think sometimes they're not. But they are actresses. This is their profession. You, on the other hand, need to start getting some education about what a real woman gets turned on by, and very specifically, what your real woman gets turned on by. And it might not be the same thing it was 10 years ago, or even last week. So I'm going to talk to the women in a little bit, but first I want to talk to the guys. It's time to up your game. It's time to ask her what she wants. It's time to ask her why she's not sexually responsive. It might be something that's going on that you guys can actually work on together. It might be she needs to get her hormones assessed. It's true. Our hormones change as we age, depending on what age group you're in. But I'm going to tell you a secret. It's a myth that women in menopause and past menopause lose their sex drive. Not true, not universal. Actually, what's going on hormonally is estrogen is dropping and testosterone is actually more of a presence. This means women like myself of a certain age are actually more vital, more robust, and more horny than we've ever been. And the only reason a woman is not interested in sex with you is because she doesn't think that you can get her off better than she can get herself off. Plain and simple. Read a book like She Comes First. Go to a class. Come together to me so that I can help you negotiate what it is that she wants and you're willing to do and that would light you both up. It might be it's time to get a little bit more experimental. And by experimental, I don't mean you suddenly develop this fantasy of BDSM where she's the mistress. Once again, guys, that's putting your attention back on you. Here's another pointer. I want you to slow down with your woman. Don't rush to penetration. Don't even rush to the genitals. How about setting aside like a couple of hours to just put your attention on her, whatever she wants? Run her a bath. Give her a massage. Read her romantic poetry. Snuggle. And if that whole thing happens and at the very end of it you have no expectations, this is very important, guys, take your expectations. If you want a woman to really flower and want you, that means putting your expectations on the shelf for a little while. Being okay with creating pleasure in her and not getting, sorry to be gross, graphic, I don't consider it gross, being graphic, you're not going to get your dick wet. Stop thinking about that as the be-all, end-all of sex. And you might be surprised about how much your woman shows up. All right, now we're going to talk to the ladies. If you are the lady in this equation and you don't want to have sex with your guy anymore, and then you're wondering why he's getting more and more depressed and spends time in front of the TV and he's getting a beer belly and he's surfing internet porn, it's time you started showing up for yourself and your arousal. Because the greatest gift you can give him is some guidance. The greatest gift you can give him is to already know what turns you on and being able to talk about it. And chances are, if you're not feeling turned on, you do not have access to all the life force that's available to you as a woman and all the vitality. So it's time, ladies, to spend a little time with yourself, because I know it can be really frustrating. And I hear this from my women clients a lot. He doesn't know. Ooh, I just hit my desk so hard that I shook the camera. Sorry, I get really riled up about this because it's so common. And it doesn't have to be if we're willing to have the frank conversations about sex. If your husband says, let's go for Italian, and you don't want Italian, you say, I don't want Italian, let's go for Chinese. Well, if your husband wants something in the bedroom that isn't lighting you up, you are entitled to say, that doesn't light me up, but this does. But here's the thing I hear from a lot of my women. My guy doesn't know how to kiss. My guy doesn't know how to stroke me. All my guy cares about is penetration. Okay, this is who he is. And quite frankly, men are hardwired for penetration. It's how we perpetuate the species. If they did not have the drive for intercourse, we wouldn't have babies. So let's forgive them that. Let's understand that that's a given. And now be willing, women, to explore yourself, figure out what lights you up, what turns you on, and be willing to patiently and kindly coach your guy. And don't be mad that you have to teach him something, because this is not in service to him. He's not deliberately ignoring you. What he really wants is for you to be like so lit up and turned on and juicy that makes him a hero. Right? So ladies, being kind, being clear, knowing ourselves and feeling like we deserve to have a really good sexual experience is how we can bring out the best in our men. So now your relationship is in that spin of fulfillment. All right, I'm going to end for today. As you know, I am Rebecca Beneteau of Pleasure Evolution, and I am loving you from here.